करू का? Hello students. Today we are going to see the next disease, that is filariasis. In last lecture we have studied two diseases, that is ascariasis and amoebiasis. Amoebiasis is caused by entamoeba histolytica and ascariasis is caused by Ascaris lumbricoides. And different control measures, symptoms, mode of transmission that we have studied about that two diseases. Now in today's lecture we have to study the next disease, that is filariasis. This filariasis is caused by again a helminth worm, and that helminth worm is called as Hukeraria bancrofti. It is the causal organism of this filariasis, which is commonly called as elephantiasis. हत्तीपाय रोग आपण मराठीमध्ये त्याला म्हणतो. तो डिसीज जो आहे त्याला फिलारियासिस असं म्हटलं जातं. त्याचं आपण कॉजल ऑर्गॅनिझम बघूया. सो हिअर द कॉझेटिव्ह एजंट इट इज फिलारियल निमॅटोड वर्म, थ्रेड लाईक वर्म, एंडोपॅरासाइट, फिलारियल निमॅटोड वर्म, हेल्मिंथ एंडोपॅरासाइट, that is called as Hukeraria bancrofti. This is first causal organism, Hukeraria bancrofti. Second causal organism, Brugia malai, and third causal organism, Brugia timori. So these are three causal organisms which are responsible for filariasis. Out of that we have to study the mode of transmission of Hukeraria bancrofti, which is responsible for elephantiasis, which is commonly called as lymphatic filariasis. Lymphatic filariasis. So here these are the three causal organisms of this filariasis. First is Hukeraria bancrofti, second is Brugia malai, and third is Brugia timori. So these are the three causal organisms, and they are classified into three groups according to the location within the body, means which body organ gets affected by this pathogen or by this parasite. Accordingly there are three types of filariasis we have observing. So here first is lymphatic filariasis, which is caused by Hukeraria bancrofti, Brugia malai, and Brugia timori. So all these three causal organisms are responsible for causing lymphatic filariasis. Means what? This parasitic is affecting our lymphatic region. Our lymph nodes or our lymphatic vessels are getting affected with the help of this Hukeraria or Brugia species. So this is first group of this filariasis or first type of filariasis, which is caused by Hukeraria bancrofti, Brugia malai or Brugia timori, and that is called as a lymphatic filariasis. Second is subcutaneous filariasis. So second is subcutaneous filariasis. It is caused by Loya loya. This is the causal organism. It is not included in our syllabus, but it is important for our NEET exam. So I am writing here point, that is Loya loya is a causal organism which is causing this subcutaneous filariasis, and second causal organism is Mansonella species, which is the causal organism for the subcutaneous filariasis. Subcutaneous means it is causing infection under the skin. Cutine means skin. सबक्युटेनियस म्हणजेच काय की स्किनच्या आतला जो लेअर आहे त्या ठिकाणी ह्याचे पार्टिकल्स किंवा हे जे पॅरासाइट आहेत ते काय होतात, इन्फेक्शन क्रिएट करतात. अँड दॅट टाईप ऑफ फिलारियासिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ सबक्युटेनियस फिलारियासिस, विच इज कॉज्ड बाय लोया लोया अँड मान्सोनेला स्पेसिस. नाव थर्ड टाइप of filariasis, which is called as a serous cavity filariasis. This is serous cavity filariasis, which is caused by Mansonella species. Same species is responsible for this. It is responsible for serous cavity filariasis. In our body cavity, serous cavity is present, and this serous cavity is infected by this species, Mansonella species, and it is causing serous cavity filariasis. So here, according to the causal organism infected to a person's body, this filariasis is divided into three types, and these three types are here lymphatic filariasis, subcutaneous filariasis, and serous cavity filariasis. Out of that we have to study first type, that is lymphatic filariasis, which is caused by Hukeraria bancrofti, Brugia malai, and Brugia timori. So these are the causal organisms of these different species. Now the common type of filariasis which is found in India, and that common type of filariasis which is found in India, it is lymphatic filariasis, which is commonly called as elephantiasis. ज्याला हत्ती पाय रोग असं म्हटलं जातं. पायाचा आकार जो आहे तो हत्तीच्या पायासारखा असा मोठा झालेला बघायला मिळतो. दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज एलिफंटासिस. सो हिअर मोड ऑफ ट्रान्समिशन दिस इन्फेक्शन ऑफ filariasis is through, it is also vector borne disease like malaria. In malaria we have seen female Anopheles mosquito is responsible for transmission of the malarial parasite. In the same way here female Culex mosquito, it is responsible for transmission of the filariasis or the transmission of the elephantiasis from infected person to other person. So like malaria, this filariasis is also vector borne disease which is mostly transmitted through the bite of female Culex mosquito or through infected person. If the blood of infected person is getting transfused, in those cases also this mode of transmission can take place. But most important here, it is female Culex mosquito which is having the mode of transmission for the filariasis. So here this life cycle of this filarial worm that we have to see, like malaria. In malaria we have seen the Plasmodium species is responsible for malaria, and that malarial parasite Plasmodium is having two hosts for the completion of life cycle. In the same way, this filarial worm, that is Wuchereria bancrofti or Brugia malayi or Brugia timuri, these three causal organisms are also having a complicated life cycle which is showing two hosts. That is, first host is human being, and second host it is female Culex mosquito. So in these two hosts, the life cycle of this filarial worm is completed. So this parasite is a complicated life cycle and completed in two hosts. Primary host it is man, and secondary host it is female Culex mosquito, that is insect vector. As we have seen, the primary host, the main host is human being, and second here we are observing the female Culex mosquito is the second host, alternative host we can say it. So here the life cycle of this filarial worm includes 5 stages, of which first 3 stages are completed in the mosquito's body and remaining 2 stages are completed in the human being. In all, 5 stages of the life cycle are present. Out of that, first 3 stages of the life cycle of this filarial worm is completed in the mosquito's body, female Culex mosquito's body, and remaining 2, that is 4th and 5th stage of development, is completed in the human being. Now we have to see how this life cycle is going to take place. So here life cycle in man, that is sexual phase. So you have to remember that in case of malarial parasite, that is Plasmodium, in man or in human, asexual phase of this Plasmodium can be taking place, and sexual phase of the malarial parasite or the Plasmodium is taking place in the female Anopheles mosquito. But in case of this filarial worm, filarial nematode or this Wuchereria bancrofti, sexual phase is taking place in the human body, and asexual phase is taking place in the female Culex mosquito. So this is the difference. In malarial parasite, sexual phase is taking place in mosquito's body, that is female Anopheles mosquito's body, and in case of filarial worm, asexual phase is taking place in the mosquito's body, that is female Culex mosquito. Okay, so here what happens or how the life cycle is taking place in the human's body, that we have to see. So in lymph glands, mating of male and female worm takes place, and female gives birth to thousands of the live microfilariae. So here what happens, you see, in the human body, in the lymph nodes, male and female adult worms are growing at adult stage, and after growing into adult stage, the copulation and the fertilization takes place, and the female worm is giving birth to here thousands of microfilariae, and these microfilariae are then circulated into the lymph, and then it is coming into the blood. So here from lymph node they release in the blood stream and remain live for considerable period without undergoing any developmental changes. So here these microfilari are going to circulated through lymph and they are transferred into the blood stream, and in blood stream they remain as it is, there is no change taking place. So here two developmental stages of this filarial worm is taking place in the human body. First stage, that is the worms are growing into adult condition, and after adult condition they are mating with each other, male and female worms, and their fertilization takes place, and after fertilization the female worm giving birth to thousands of microfilari. So adult stage and microfilari stage, these are the two stages which are completed in the human's body. And when these microfilari are taken up by this female culex mosquito, then remaining three stages of development are taking place in the female culex mosquito's body. म्हणजे काय होतं बघा, इथं ज्या ह्या फिलारियल वर्मचे मेल आणि फिमेल यांची अडल्ट होण्याची जी स्टेज आहे ती ह्युमन बॉडीमध्ये कंप्लीट केली जाते. अँड आफ्टर दॅट फिमेल वर्म गिव्ज राईज टू बर्थ ऑफ मायक्रोफिलारी, आणि मग हे मायक्रोफिलारी लिम्फ नोडमधून आपल्या ब्लड स्ट्रीममध्ये येतात, आणि त्यावेळेला जर फिमेल क्युलेक्स मॉस्किटोनं आपल्याला चावलं तर ते मायक्रोफिलारी कोणाच्या बॉडीमध्ये जाणार आहे, फिमेल क्युलेक्स मॉस्किटोच्या बॉडीमध्ये जाणार आहेत. आणि त्याच्यानंतरचे जे स्टेजेस ऑफ डेव्हलपमेंट आहेत दॅट इज असेक्शुअल फेज, and that is completed into the female culex mosquito. So we have to see here how the life cycle is completed, three stages into the female culex mosquito's body. So here from the infected human body, microfilari are taken up by the secondary host, that is culex mosquito, during the bite. Then in the stomach of this mosquito the larvae undergoes first, second and third stage of development. After the ingestion of our blood, means when female culex mosquito bites a person which is having filariasis infection, then that microfilari are injected. These microfilari are coming into the mosquito's body through the bite, and then in the stomach of this mosquito's body, in this female culex mosquito's body, first, second and third stage of development is completed. So here then the third stage of development is the infective stage to man. Means when first stage completed, second stage develops, second stage completed, third stage develop, and then these third stage developmental larvae are then injected into the next person when this female culex mosquito bites to another person, and then this third stage of development of the larvae are going to be infected टू दॅट पर्टिक्युलर पर्सन. म्हणजे इथं काय होतं, ज्यावेळेला ह्या तीन डेव्हलपमेंटल स्टेज कंप्लीट होतात त्यावेळेला तिसऱ्या डेव्हलपमेंटल स्टेजमध्ये असणारे जे लार्व्ही आहेत ह्या मायक्रोफिलारी किंवा ह्या उकेर एरियाचे, ते लार्व्ही ज्यावेळेला ती फिमेल क्युलेक्स मॉस्किटो दुसऱ्या व्यक्तीला चावते त्यावेळेला थर्ड स्टेजमध्ये असणारे जे लार्व्ही आहेत ते त्या व्यक्तीच्या बॉडीमध्ये बाईटच्या वेळेला, म्हणजे डास ज्या वेळेला चावतो त्यावेळेला त्यांच्या बॉडीमध्ये सोडले जातात. अँड दॅट थर्ड स्टेज ऑफ डेव्हलपमेंट इज giving infection. So here when such infected culex female mosquito bites to a healthy man, the larvae enters through skin, resides in the lymph node, and here they undergo fourth and fifth stage of development and becomes mature ones in about 1 year. Means when the third developmental stage larvae are entered into the human body through the female culex mosquito bite, then after developmental stages are taking place in the human's body, those third stage developmental worms are residing in our skin, and they are coming into the lymph nodes, and in lymph nodes the fourth stage of development and fifth stage of development is completed and they become adult condition. And after they become adult, again male and female worms copulates, mating takes place, fertilization takes place, again female worm is giving birth to thousands of microfilari, and these microfilari are again taken up by the female culex mosquito. Again first, second and third stage of development is completed in the female culex mosquito and the cycle is repeated. So in this way this life cycle of this filarial nematode worm is taking place. So here we have to see in the diagrammatic representation, you can see this is the human body, these are mosquito takes the blood, L3 enter the skin. Means when mosquito take the blood, the larvae going enter into the human's body. Then in human body, here male worm and female worm shown. These adults in lymphatic region, the adult stage completion takes place, and then adult produce sheathed microfilari that migrate into the lymph and blood channels. After formation of adult stage, fertilization takes place. Thousands of microfilari are formed and they are going to be circulated in lymph and blood channels, and they are resting in the blood. It is the diagnostic stage. We have to identify by the microscopic examination of our blood whether the infection of filariasis is taking place or not. So when the mosquito bites a person having this filariasis, then mosquito takes a blood meal and ingests microfilari. म्हणजे ह्या मॉस्किटोच्या बॉडीमध्ये हे मायक्रोफिलारी काय होतात, आतमध्ये येतात, and then microfilari penetrate into the mosquito's midgut, that is stomach, and migrate to the thoracic muscle. So here the larvae taking place first stage, then two molting occurs, again larvae are converted into third stage of development, migrate to head, and mosquitosis proboscis. Means third stage developmental larvae are going to be come into the salivary glands in the proboscis region, and when such mosquito bites to another person, they first inject their proboscis into the skin, and while injecting the microfilari, or you can say the third stage of development is coming inside the human body. So in this way again this mosquito bites to a person. So this cycle is repeated many times, and hence through the vector, that is female Culex mosquito, this disease is transferred from one person to another person. So it is about the life cycle. Now what are the symptoms of this disease? कसं ओळखायचं आपण फिलारियासिस झालेला आहे ते. सो हिअर द मोस्ट क्लासिकल सिम्पटम और द मोस्ट क्लासिकल साइन ऑफ दिस डिसीज इज edema and thickening of skin and underlying tissue of the affected parts. So here what happens when this filarial worm is coming inside our body, they resides in the lymphatic tissue or lymphatic system, then there is edema म्हणजे सूज येते, and thickening of the underlying tissue, जो काय अंडरलाईन टिश्यू असेल तो थिक होत जातो, अँड दॅट इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट सिम्पटम अँड अंडरलाईन टिश्यू ऑफ द अफेक्टेड पार्ट. It causes swelling of lower leg, arms and chest. Mostly it is affecting the lower parts of the body, that is lower legs, arms and breasts. So these are the infective parts of the body. Now this lymphatic filariasis worms infect lymphatic system and causes enlargement of lymph vessels and nodes, and this is elephantiasis, that is limbs are swollen like legs of elephant. So here this particularly lymphatic filariasis is infecting the lower parts of the body, that is lower leg, where the lymph nodes and lymphatic vessels are going to be infected, and therefore the size of lymph node and the size of lymphatic vessel is getting swollen, and therefore the legs of that person are showing like legs of elephant. हत्तीच्या पायासारखा त्याचा पाय आपल्याला झालेला बघायला मिळतो, म्हणून याला हत्तीपाय रोग असं म्हटलं जातं. सो दिस इज द most important symptom. Now in some case lymphedema, that is here accumulation of lymph fluid in the tissue causing swelling. In the lymph tissue or in the lymph nodes, excess secretion of lymph fluid takes place, and therefore those lymphatic tissue shows swelling, फुगल्यासारखं किंवा सुजल्यासारखं आपल्याला स्ट्रक्चर बघायला मिळतं. And in some cases hydrocele, that is testes are enlarged due to accumulation of the lymphatic fluid in the testes. So in some cases testis is the female reproductive organ or male reproductive organ or male sex organ, and in that testis the lymphatic tissue is present, and in that lymphatic tissue excess secretion of lymphatic fluid takes place, and due to this the size of testis is going to be enlarged, and that condition is called as a hydrocele. म्हणजे टेस्टिसच्या साईजमध्ये वाढ होते ड्यू टू द ॲक्युम्युलेशन ऑफ लिम्फॅटिक फ्लुइड. सो दीज आर दी सिम्पटम्स, बट हिअर द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट सिम्पटम यू हॅव टू रिमेंबर दॅट edema and thickening of skin and underlying tissue of the affected parts. Okay, so next here diagnosis, how the filariasis can be diagnosed. So here identification enablers nearby microscopic examination. So when some symptoms are to be seen, then the blood is to be examined under microscope, and in that blood we have to observe that microfilaria are present, then we confirm that it is filariasis. Next, how this treatment is taking place to cure this filariasis. So here diethyl carbamazine citrate, this is the name of the medicine, diethyl carbamazine citrate, ह्या गोळ्या आहेत. These medicines twice a day for 3 weeks and thereafter for 5 days every 6 months is effective against the filarial worm. जे ह्या गोळ्या 3 आठवडे 2 वेळा घ्यायच्या आहेत किंवा नंतर त्या 5 दिवस 6 महिने दर आठवड्याला 5-5 दिवस त्या गोळ्या घेतल्यानंतर आपण ह्याच्यावरती ट्रीटमेंट करू शकतो. देन हाऊ टू प्रिव्हेंट, जस्ट लाईक मलेरियल पॅरासाईट वी हॅव टू यूज मॉस्किटो रिपेलेंट क्रीम्स, मॉस्किटो नेट्स and avoid stagnant water. The mosquito breeding site should be stopped. It is the most important control measure or prevention of mosquito bites by using nets and applying mosquito repellent creams. So for the controlling or for the prevention we can first stop the mosquitoes breeding sites and then we have to prevent this disease. So this is all about the filariasis disease. Now the next disease we have to see here, that is typhoid. As you know, the number of persons are going to be infected by this typhoid. So what is the causal organism of the typhoid? That this typhoid is a bacterial disease, that you have to remember. The bacterium, gram negative bacterium Salmonella typhi or Salmonella typhimurium, this is the causal organism, gram negative bacterium, which is responsible for causing infection of the typhoid. The infection site here we can see infection to intestine means small intestine and large intestine, particularly small intestine. In that intestinal lumen is there, a cavity is there inside the intestine, and particularly it is the infecting to the intestinal lumen. So we have to remember this. Now this bacterium is having its pathogenicity because it is showing the outer membrane which is consisting of a specific antigen, that is O antigen, which is present around lipopolysaccharides complex, that is LPS complex, which protect the bacteria from the environment. Means this bacterial body is having outer coating which is made up of lipopolysaccharides, means lipid is there and polysaccharide is there, lipopolysaccharide complex is there, and on that LPS complex O antigen is present, and this due to this presence of O antigen, the antibodies which are present in our body are not understanding the structure of this bacterium, and therefore infection of typhoid is taking place. So here the structure of bacterium we have to see. It has 2 types of antigen, O antigen and H antigen. The O antigen is present on the outermost part of the LPS complex, which is responsible for host immune response and make it difficult for the antibodies to recognize. And the name typhoid was given by Lewis in 1829. So the O antigen which is present here, we can see the shape of the bacteria. It is a rod shaped bacterium and it is having flagella, and in flagella H antigen is present, and this is the outer coating LPS complex, and on that LPS complex O antigen is present, and this O antigen is responsible for giving resistance or for giving protection to this particular bacterium, because due to the presence of O antigen, this O antigen is make difficult to recognize this antigen in the human body. Means our antibodies are not recognizing this bacterium because there is presence of O antigen. म्हणजे O antigen तिथं बाहेर असल्यामुळे त्याचं स्ट्रक्चर इतकं वेगळं असतं की त्यामुळे आपल्या अँटीबॉडीज त्या अँटीजेनला ओळखू शकत नाहीत. त्यामुळे O अँटीजेनमुळं हा बॅक्टेरियम आपल्या बॉडीला सहज इन्फेक्ट करू शकतो, हे इथं लक्षात ठेवायचं आहे. सो मोड ऑफ ट्रान्समिशन, it is just like ascariasis, fecal-oral route, means these particles are coming outside the infected person's body through the fecal matter, and therefore it is usually transmitted by fecal-oral route, that is contamination of food and drinking water. Insects like houseflies, cockroaches which are feeding on fecal matter, they also transfer the disease. Means here the different types of houseflies and cockroaches which are present in our houses, and these cockroaches are also feeding on fecal matter, and if that fecal matter is consisting of these bacteria, the disease is getting to be transferred. So here poor hygiene habits, म्हणजे अस्वच्छता जर आपण करत असू, प्रॉपर सॅनिटेशन किंवा प्रॉपर स्वच्छता करत नसू तर हे इन्फेक्शन होऊ शकतं. पुअर सॅनिटेशन म्हणजे स्वच्छता, कंडिशन्स आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द स्प्रेड ऑफ द टायफॉइड. सो hygienic condition should be maintained. So now here, what are the symptoms of this typhoid? A classic symptom of typhoid is characterized by slowly progressive fever as high as 40 degrees centigrade, that is 104 degree Fahrenheit, profuse sweating and gastroenteritis. So here fever is the main symptom, but it is different than the malarial fever. मलेरियाचा ताप आणि टायफॉईडचा ताप हे दोन्हीमध्ये फरक आहे. मलेरियाचा ताप कसा येतो की थंडी वाजून कडकडून मग ताप येतो. इथं तसं होत नाही. इथं कसं होतं बघा, स्लोली प्रोग्रेसिव्ह फीवर, हळूहळू ताप येत जातो आणि तो जास्तीत जास्त 40 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड जातो आणि मग घाम येतो, स्वेटिंग अँड गॅस्ट्रोएंटेरिटिस म्हणजे काय होतं, पोट दुखायला लागतं. दिस इज द कॉमन सिम्पटम ऑफ दिस टायफॉईड, वी हॅव टू रिमेंबर. देन जनरल नॉशिया, फटीग, हेडेक, कंटाळा येतो, कंटाळा येतो, नॉसिया काय करण्याची इच्छा राहत नाही, डोकं दुखतं. देन ॲबडॉमिनल पेन, कॉन्स्टिपेशन और डायोरिया, पोटात दुखतं, काही वेळेला कॉन्स्टिपेशनचा त्रास होतो, बद्धकोष्ठता, काही वेळेला डिसेंट्री लागते. देन रोज कलर्ड रॅश ऑन स्किन, अंगावरती लालसर रंगाचे असे चट्टे उठल्यासारखे आपल्याला बघायला मिळतात, काही स्पॉट बघायला मिळतात. दोज आर कॉल्ड लेझर रोड कलर्ड रॅश ऑन द स्किन. व्हाईट कोट ऑन द टंग अँड कफ, आपल्या जिभेवरती व्हाईट कलरचे काय बघायला मिळतात, स्पॉट बघायला मिळतात. सो दिस इज द सिम्पटम. देन ॲनोरेक्सिया, लॉस ऑफ ॲपेटाईट, भूक मंदावते. ॲनोरेक्सिया लॉस ऑफ ॲपेटाईट म्हणलेलं आहे, म्हणजेच काय भूक मंदावते, भूक लागत नाही अशा कंडिशनमध्ये. अँड इफ नॉट ट्रीटेड, ब्रेथलेसनेस मीन्स श्वासावरोध, श्वास घ्यायला त्रास होतो. इरेग्युलर हार्टबीट्स कमी जास्त होतात. अँड हेमरेज म्हणजे पूर्ण बॉडीमध्ये आपल्याला जे रक्त आहे ते रक्ताची कमतरता त्याच्यामध्ये जाणवते. सो हिअर दीज आर दी सिम्पटम्स, बट यू हॅव टू रिमेंबर द क्लासिक सिम्पटम ऑफ दिस टायफॉइड, दॅट इज प्रोग्रेसिव्ह fever high as up to 40 degree centigrade, 104 Fahrenheit, profuse sweating and gastroenteritis. So diagnosis, the classic test that is used to diagnose this typhoid, that is Widal test or Widal test. You can call it as a Widal test. This test is used to diagnose the typhoid. So how to treat? It involves surgical removal of the gallbladder in severe cases. In most of the cases, gallbladder is removed, and antibiotics like chloromycetin, it is helpful for treatment. So these are the name of the medicine. Now, for the prevention of typhoid, World Health Organization recommends 2 vaccines. First vaccine, which is taken orally, that is TY20 vaccine, and which is injectable, that is called as a typhoid polysaccharide vaccine, which is sold as a Typhim VI or Typhirix. Means 2 types of vaccines are there. One vaccine is taken orally and one vaccine is to be injected. Oral vaccine, it is known as TY21 vaccine, and which is injected, that is sold as Typhim VI and Typhirix. So these are the control measures. Now for NEET, one point here we have to remember, there is a classic case in a medicine, that of Mary Malone, which is American Irish cook. जी ही एक खानावळीमध्ये काम करणारी बाई होती, तिचं नाव आहे मेरी मॅलोन, अँड विच इज निक नेम्ड ॲज अ टायफॉइड मेरी. तिला एक नाव दिलेलं आहे टायफॉइड मेरी. का नाव दिलेलं आहे? बिकॉज हिअर शी वॉज ए कुक बाय प्रोफेशन, अँड इट वॉज ए टायफॉइड कॅरियर who continued to spread typhoid for several years through the फूड शी प्रिपेअर्ड, म्हणजे जे ते अन्न ती बनवत होती त्या अन्नामधून टायफॉईडचा प्रसार होत होता आणि म्हणून त्याला टायफॉईड कॅरियर असं म्हणलेलं आहे. मेरी मॅलोन जरी नाव असलं तरी टायफॉईड कॅरियर असल्यामुळे त्याला टायफॉईड मेरी असं सुद्धा म्हणलेलं आहे. सो हिअर नेक्स्ट पॉईंट, हाऊ टू प्रिव्हेंट दिस टायफॉईड. सो फर्स्ट इज दी आयसोलेशन अँड हायजेनिक केअर ऑफ पेशंट. वी हॅव टू आयसोलेट द पेशंट, वी हॅव टू टेक हायजेनिक केअर अबाउट द पेशंट. नेक्स्ट, सेफ डिस्पोजल ऑफ एक्सक्रिटा. जे एक्सक्रिटरी मॅटर आहे किंवा फिकल मॅटर आहे त्याचं प्रॉपर डिस्पोजल केलं पाहिजे. क्लिनिंग ऑफ सराउंडिंग, थरो वॉशिंग ऑफ हँड्स आफ्टर युजिंग टॉयलेट्स ॲज वी हॅव सीन इन द मलेरिया, as we have seen in the ascariasis, those control measures we have to use here. Pasteurization of milk, फ्लाय कंट्रोल मेजर्स. जर घरामध्ये माशा होत असतील तर त्या माशांवरती कंट्रोल करण्यासाठी आपण औषध मारलं पाहिजे. त्यानंतर हेल्थ एज्युकेशन अँड इम्युनायझेशन, प्रॉपर एज्युकेशन लोकांना दिलं पाहिजे की कशा पद्धतीनं टायफॉईड हा पसरला जातो, म्हणजे त्या पद्धतीने ते काळजी घेतील. आणि इम्युनायझेशन इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट कंट्रोल मेजर. बाय युझिंग वॅक्सिन वी हॅव टू control this typhoid. Now there are some questions in 2012 and 10. Widal test is carried out to test. Widal test कशासाठी घेतली जाते? Here are number of diseases given. Can you guess the answer? Malaria, diabetes mellitus, HIV AIDS or typhoid fever. As we have seen, the Widal test is used to diagnose the typhoid fever. So here answer is the typhoid fever. Next question, साल्मोनेला इज रिलेटेड विथ. साल्मोनेला कशाशी रिलेटेड आहे? टायफॉईड, पोलिओ, टीबी अँड टिटॅनस. सो साल्मोनेला टायफीम्युरियम और साल्मोनेला टायफी. सो हियर आन्सर इज दी टायफॉईड. सो दीज आर सम क्वेश्चन्स रिलेटेड टू दिस टायफॉईड. सो वी हॅव completed 2 diseases, that is filariasis and typhoid. Remaining diseases we have to see in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.